Imagine walking through a quiet forest. Tall trees surround you, and the only sounds are the rustle of leaves and the calls of birds. Then you notice something strange, an enormous footprint in the dirt. It's far too big to belong to a person or a bear. It has 5 toes and looks just like a human foot, but it's over 15 inches long. You look around. Was someone or something just here? This is the kind of mystery that surrounds the legend of Bigfoot. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is a creature many people believe lives in the forests of North America. Descriptions say Bigfoot is tall, usually between 7 and 10 feet, covered in dark brown or black hair, and walks upright like a human. Some say he smells terrible, like rotting leaves or a wet animal. Others say he moves fast and is hard to see, appearing for only a moment before vanishing into the trees. The story of Bigfoot has been around for hundreds of years. Long before modern tales, Native American tribes told stories of giant, hairy beings who lived in the wilderness. These creatures were often respected and sometimes feared. Different tribes had different names and beliefs about them. The word Sasquatch comes from the language of the Coast Salish people in the Pacific Northwest. In the 1800s and early 1900s, stories of wild men in the woods appeared in newspapers. But the legend really grew in the mid-20th century. In 1958, workers in California found huge footprints near their job site. The footprints were so strange that a newspaper ran a story about them, and readers became fascinated. The name Bigfoot was born, and people began to wonder, could a creature like this really be out there? One of the most famous moments in Bigfoot history happened in 1967. 2 men named Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin were riding horses in the forests of Northern California. They had heard stories of Bigfoot and hoped to see something. To their surprise, they spotted a large, hairy creature walking upright near a river. Patterson quickly grabbed his camera and filmed a short video. In the footage, the creature turns its head, walks across the screen, and disappears into the trees. To this day, the Patterson-Gimlin film is one of the most talked about pieces of Bigfoot evidence. Since the 1960s, thousands of people across North America have claimed to see Bigfoot, or signs that he was nearby. Some say they found giant footprints with 5 toes, measuring more than a foot long. Others have found tree branches snapped high off the ground, or piles of sticks arranged in strange ways, as if something large had passed through or built a shelter. A few have reported seeing large nests made of leaves and branches deep in the woods, unlike anything made by bears or other animals. Most sightings happen in areas with thick forests and lots of wilderness, such as the Pacific Northwest, especially in Washington, Oregon, and Northern California. These areas are full of mountains, trees, and fog, making them the perfect setting for mysterious creatures to hide. Some hikers say they've heard loud, echoing howls at night, or strange wood-knocking sounds that they couldn't explain. In some cases, people claim to have seen tall, hairy figures moving through the trees before quickly disappearing. But Bigfoot hasn't just been spotted in the Pacific Northwest. Reports have come from nearly every U.S. state, including Ohio, Florida, and even New York. In Canada, sightings have been reported in British Columbia and Alberta. People from different regions often describe the creature in similar ways, even if they've never met each other. These stories, told by campers, hunters, park rangers, and families, all add to the mystery and keep the legend of Bigfoot alive. Scientists, however, remain unsure. No one has found a body, bones, or clear proof that Bigfoot exists. Hair samples and blurry photos have been tested, but results are often unclear. Some people think Bigfoot is a type of unknown ape, while others believe he's more human-like. Some believe he might be a spirit or a creature from another world. Others think the whole thing is just a story, with sightings caused by imagination, misidentified animals, or even hoaxes. Even though there's no scientific proof, Bigfoot has become a big part of American culture. He appears in books, cartoons, movies, and toys. People go on Bigfoot hunts looking for clues and setting up trail cameras. There are festivals, museums, and even Bigfoot statues in small towns. Whether people believe or not, the legend brings fun, curiosity, and adventure. The search for Bigfoot shows how powerful a mystery can be. It makes us wonder what might be hiding in the world around us. It invites us to look closer, ask questions, and imagine the unknown. People who search for Bigfoot often spend hours outdoors, studying nature, learning animal tracks, and working together. Some never see a thing, but the experience still brings joy and discovery. Bigfoot also teaches us something about stories. A good story can grow, spread, and change over time. It can bring people together, make them think, and inspire them to explore. Whether Bigfoot is real or not, the legend reminds us that the world is still full of mysteries. When you walk in the woods, listen carefully. Look closely. Maybe it's just a deer or a squirrel. But maybe, just maybe, there's something more. Bigfoot could still be out there, watching from the shadows, leaving footprints behind, and keeping his secret hidden among the trees. And even if you never see him, the story of Bigfoot will live on, passed from one curious explorer to the next, always just out of reach, but never truly gone. Imagine walking through snowy mountain valleys high in the Himalayas. The air is crisp and cold, and soft white snow carpets everything. You pause on a quiet path, and in the distance you see a large, furry figure moving among the rocks. It is covered in thick, white hair, standing tall as it takes each careful step. For a moment you wonder if it's real, but then it disappears behind a ridge, leaving only footprints in the snow. This is the legend of the Yeti. The Yeti is a creature from Himalayan folklore. Locals in Nepal, Bhutan, Tibet, and neighboring regions have shared stories about it for hundreds of years. Some call it the abominable snowman, but to them, it's simply the Yeti. People say it is shy and avoids humans. They believe it lives high in the mountains where few people go. Descriptions vary, but most say the Yeti stands 6 to 8 feet tall. It looks a bit like a big friendly ape covered in light-colored fur. Some stories say its fur can be reddish-brown too. The Yeti walks on 2 legs and leaves giant footprints in the snow. Often the creatures are said to be peaceful and curious, more like mountain watchmen than monsters. Over the years, explorers and mountain climbers have reported seeing huge footprints in the snow. In 1951, a British explorer named Eric Shipton photographed a giant footprint near Mount Everest. That photo brought the Yeti mystery to the world's attention. In 2019, soldiers from the Indian Army took pictures of massive snow footprints near Mount Makalu. Scientists later said they probably came from a bear, but the Yeti stories continued. In local folklore, the Yeti is sometimes even viewed as a protector of the mountains. Some Buddhist tales say it watches over holy lands and keeps people safe. These stories are not meant to frighten anyone, but to remind children to stay close to home and respect the wild mountain places. One interesting sighting happened in 1925. A Greek photographer and mountain climber named N.A. Tombazi spotted what he believed was a Yeti at about 15,000 feet elevation. He saw a figure pulling bushes and walking on 2 legs. Later that day, he and his group found footprints. Tombazi did not think it was a Yeti, but maybe a lost hermit. Yet his moment added wonder to the tale. Scientists today think many Yeti sightings might be misidentified animals like bears or monkeys. Brown bears and Tibetan blue bears sometimes walk on their hind legs and leave large tracks. Hair samples and footprints collected in the past were often traced back to bears, but the stories, especially from Sherpa people and mountain villagers, keep the idea alive. Whether the Yeti is real or not, the legend has inspired people around the world. Movies, books, and cartoons often show Yetis as friendly giants who live in snowy lands. In 2020, Nepal even used the Yeti as its tourism mascot. That means the mysterious snow creature is now a symbol of pride and wonder. Many modern explorers set out to find the Yeti using cameras, infrared sensors, and footprint casts. One scientist, Daniel Taylor, spent decades studying the Yeti mystery and visited Himalayan villages to gather stories. His work shows how folklore and science can meet in curious ways. The Yeti teaches us something special. It shows how people use stories to explain what they don't understand. Whether creatures like bears, unknown animals, or mountain spirits, the Yeti reminds us of the magic and mystery that still exist in the world. These stories make us curious and keep us respectful of nature. Even if you never see a furry creature on a snowy mountain, looking for the Yeti opens a window into stories passed down through generations. It connects us to the people of the Himalayas and their deep love for the mountains. And it reminds us that the world is still full of wonder. So if you one day find a giant footprint in the snow, you might just wonder, is it a bear or is it the legendary Yeti?